first question that can appear in your mind when you see these all technical drawings of practical exercise if you are a beginner in FreeCAD is, how did I do all these drawings? Well, to answer your question, I made this video. In this video, I will show you how to create the technical drawing of the model 90 from practical exercise 9. The first thing to do in order to create a technical drawing in FreeCAD is to open a document. Click on this icon and double click on the practical exercise 90 file. And as you can see, now we have this model. And before we start the creation of the technical drawing, I want to show you which preference I'm using for the TechDraw workbench. Click on Edit, Preference, scroll down and select TechDraw. As you can see in the general tab, I'm using caliber for the label font, 5mm for the label size, and the projection group is 30. The header line style is dashed. In the scale tab, as you can see, I'm using 1 for the page scale. The scale type is custom. The custom scale is 1. And in the size adjustments, I'm using 2 for the vertex scale. The center mark scale is 2. In the dimensions tab, I'm using ease oriented for the dimension style. My font size is 5mm. The arrow style is filled arrow and the size of this arrow is 3mm. In the annotation tab, I'm using ISO for the section line. The section line style is dash. The line width group is 0.7. The center line style is dash dot. In the hide and line removal tab, as you can see, I have smooth lines option activated. And look that if you do some modifications in this preference, you will have to click apply and then OK. Now that I presented you the TechDraw preference, let's create a technical drawing of this model. Switch to the TechDraw workbench, select TechDraw workbench. Our first step now is to insert a page in this document. To insert a page, we have two ways. We have the default page and insert page using template. I have my own template I created in the Inkscape. So I click on this icon and from this window, I select my template and I open it. And as you can see, now in this document, I have this page. And when I click on this arrow, as you can see, I have this template here. And now that we have a page in the document, we can insert the views of the model. So first here, let's insert the 3D view of this model in the page. To do that, what you need to do is to select the body in the 3D view and then click on the insert view icon. Click on this icon. And now as you can see, we have a new object in the 3D view, this object here. And when you go to the page, you can see this 3D view of the model. As you can see, this view is bigger. So let's change the scale of this view. Go to the properties of this view and go to the scale and change here to 0.5 and enter. And now we have this view scaled. Let's insert the top view of the model, but first we need to do some modifications in the model because we don't want the threads of the 3D post to appear in the drawing. So what you need to do is to create a copy of this body and then do the modifications in the copy. So first here, select the body and create a copy. Click on this copy icon, click OK, and now click on this pass icon. Okay, and as you can see, now we have this body here. This body is a copy of this first body here. So what you need to do now, go to the model, click here, and first here we'll hide this body, this first body, spacebar, to hide this first body. And now we can do the modifications in this body here. So what we will do here we'll hide these threads. So what you need to do is to go to this copy, click on this arrow and scroll down, and now double click on this whole operation. And here what we do, click in this option and then click OK. And as you can see, now we have a normal hole now. So next, here go to model and make this polar pattern visible, spacebar. And as you can see, now we have 4 holes, normal holes. So press home now and scroll up and click in this arrow. And as you can see, now we have this model with the 3 holes. So next we can insert the top view of this model. So first what we need to do is to change to the top view, clicking this icon. Now to insert the top view, what we need to do is to select this copy, this body, and then clicking insert view icon. And as you can see here in the tree view, we have this new object, this view. And when we go to the page, we can see this top view. And now let's change the scale of this top view. So select this top view and go to the properties, and here change the scale of this view to 0.5 and enter. And as you can see, now we have this, and now move this view. And now let's insert another view, the front view. So go to model and switch to the front view, click on this icon. And now select the body again and click on insert view icon. And as you can see, we have this new view in the tree view. So now let's go to the page. And as you can see, you will have this front view. And now let's change the scale of this front view. Select the front view and go to the properties, and here change the scale to 0.5 and enter. Okay, and now let's set the placement of these views. Okay, and now let's insert a complex section view. We'll insert a complex section view of this top view. In order to create a complex section view, we need a sketch. So let's create a sketch. First go to the model and press home here and double click on this body. Okay, and now select this face and create a new sketch. And now go to sketch geometries, and here select external geometry tool and extract this edge here. And now select polyline tool and draw this sketch. And now select this constraint here, select this line and then this center point. And now leave the sketch, click on this icon. And as you can see, now we have the sketch in this top face. So now to create the complex section view, what we need to do is to switch to the TechDraw workbench again, and now go to the model and here go to the page. And what you need to do now is to select this view and control, scroll down here and select the sketch. And now go to these tools of TechDraw views and click on this arrow and now select complex section. And here scroll down and here select this duration. Okay, and now click on this button, update now. And as you can see, now we have this section. And now let's rotate this section. Click on this icon here and click again and again, and now it's okay. And click update now again. And as you can see, now we have this. And now scroll up and click OK. Now now let's lock the position of these views. First select the front view and go to the properties, and here for example the acceleration, change it to 100, and the Y duration change here to 200. Okay, and lock the position of this view. Select 2 and now select top view and change the acceleration to 100 and the Y duration to 85 millimeters. And now lock this position. Select 2 now as you can see we have these views locked, so we can't move these views using the mouse. And now let me show you how to insert text in the page. The way to do that is use the insert annotation tool, click on this icon, and as you can see now we have this text annotation here. And if we double click on this object, we can change the text. Double click here, and for example I change this text to, and then click OK, and now as you can see the text changed here. And also we can set the placement of this object. So for example I want this object here in this table, so what I do now, I go to the properties of this object, and for example I change the acceleration to 45 and the Y duration to 282, and I lock the position of this object. And then here in the properties I can change the font of this text annotation and also the text size. So for example I change the style of this text to bold. Okay, and it's all for this text annotation. And for example I want to add another text annotation. I click on this icon again and double click, and for this object I change the text here to this text. And now click OK, and as you can see the text changed. And now I want to place this text object here in the bottom. So what I do, I can place this here and go to the properties, and here for example I change this text here to 3 millimeters. Then I go here in the base and I set the placement of this text annotation. So for example here I set this, and here 15, and now I set to here, and now I click on mouse and select this option. And now as you can see we have this. Now let's add center lines in these views. So for example for this circle here we need a center line. The way to add a center line is to first select the circular edge and then go to these two here, click on this icon, and now as you can see we have this center line. And as you can see we need to change the parameters of this center line. So the way to do that is to first select the lines and then click on this icon to change the appearance of this line. Click on this icon, and for example here I change the weight to 0.3, and the style of this line I change to dash dot, and then I click OK. And as you can see the appearance of the center line changed. Okay, and now let's add center lines here in this ways. The way to do that is to first select this line here and this line, and then go to this tool here. But here click on this arrow and we select this tool here. Add center line between two lines. Click on this option, and now as you can see we have this center line here, and we have to change the appearance of this line here and also the weight of this line. So what we do, we go to the parameters of this line, and for example here I change the weight to 0.3. okay, and here we have these options here to horizontal and vertical shift. So for example I change the standby, I change here to something like 10. okay, and as you can see now we have this line with this linked, and now just click OK. And the next thing here is to add center lines in this hole here. So for this hole we can just select the face and click in this arrow and select this command here, add center line to face. Click in this option and then change the weight here to 0.3 and click OK. And now let's add a center line to this cylinder. The way to do that is to select this edge and control select this edge here and click in this arrow and select a center line between two lines. First here we need to change the weight here to 0.3 and it's okay. Now click OK. Okay, and next here what we can do, we can add center lines in these cycles, these holes. The way to do that is to select these 4 holes, control and select these 4 holes. Okay, and then go to these two here, click in this arrow and select this option. And as you can see we need to change the appearance of these lines, these center lines. So what you need to do is to first select this circular center line and then these 4 center lines. Control and select these center lines and then click on this icon and change here to dash dot and then click OK. Now as you can see we have these lines here, and next here we want to add cosmetic treats in these cycles. So what you need to do is to first select these cycles, these 4 cycles, control and select these cycles. Okay, and now go to this tool and select this option here. Now as you can see we have small lines in these cycles and we need to change the appearance of these lines. So what we can do is to select again these lines, these arcs, control and select all arcs, and now go to this icon to change the appearance of the lines. And here for example we change this out to continuous. Okay, and now click OK. Now as you can see, we have this, and it's all. Now let's take a look on how to insert dimensions in these views. So for example, let's start by this front view. For example, when the length of this line here, when the diameter of this cylinder here. The way to do that is to first select this line here and click on these horizontal dimensions. And as you can see, now we have these dimension here. And let's suppose that we want this dimension to be a diameter dimension. The way to do that is to click, select the dimension, and then click on this icon to add this symbol. And now as you can see, this dimension is a diameter dimension. Okay, and now for example, we want the height of this part. The way to do that is to select this line and this line here, control, and select this line, and then select this tool here, insert vertical dimension, click on this icon, and as you can see, we have this dimension here. Okay, now we have this, and let's do the same for this, from this line here to this line. So again, select this line here and then this line and select vertical dimension, and as you can see, we have 160 here. Okay, and now for example, here in this section view, let's get the height of this part here. So what you can do is to, you can select this line here and then this line and select vertical dimensions, and as you can see here, we have 10. Okay, and next here, for example, we want to insert the reference of this threaded hole here. Select this cycle and then click on this diameter dimension, click on it, and now drag this dimension and make a double click here. And for example, for this hole here, what you can do to change this text here, just go to dimensions, and here in the formatting, what we do, check this option and then change this text here to M8 and a length of 20, and then click OK. And as you can see, now we have this custom text here. Okay, and next, let's suppose that we want the distance between this line here to this center point. The way to do that is to select this horizontal center line and then this line here and select vertical dimension. And as you can see, we have this dimension 80. Okay, for this view it's all. And now here let's go to this top view. Let's start by the diameter of this cycle here. We select this cycle and select this diameter dimension tool, and as you can see, we have 100 here. And also we can change this dimension, double click in this dimension, and for example, you will change the drawing style of this. So for example, here I select this reference and then I click OK, and now I want the diameter of this cycle here. So what I do, I select this cycle and then I click in this diameter dimension again, and as you can see, I got 100. Now now as you can see, I have these two dimensions, and next let's get the ridge or the diameter of this cylinder. This all here, select this edge and then select this diameter dimension and then drag this dimension in this way. Okay, and now let's get the dimension, the distance between this line here to this central line. So first here what we need to do is to select this center line and control select this edge here and select vertical dimension, and as you can see we have this dimension 100. Okay, and now let's go to this section view. And now here we want to place a diameter symbol, so clicking this icon. And now for example we want angle dimension for this part here, for this line here. So what you need to do is to first select this line here and control select this edge and then go to this angle dimension, clicking this icon, and as you can see we have angle of 40 here. And now for example let's get the ridge of this fillet here. The way to do that is to zoom in and then select this edge here and go to these tools and select radial dimension, clicking this icon, and as you can see now here we have this dimension, a ridge of 2, and for this model it's too easy to create dimensions in this workbench. As you can see now we have these views with these dimensions, so it's all for this model. Let's see in which formats we can export this page. So first here, save this document, clicking this icon, and now click on mouse, and as you can see we have these three options: SVG, DXF and PDF. I use it to export to SVG, but now I don't do that because this current version of FreeCAD 0.21 always break my technical drawings. So let me show it for you. Export to SVG, and for example here the name of this file will be 90 and enter. Okay, and now let's open this, double click. And as you can see here I have this problem with SVG files, this problem here in this section here. Let's export this to a PDF document. Then click on mouse and select export PDF, and the name here will be 90. Okay, and now let's open this document, double click, and now as you can see in this PDF file, I don't have the same problems with the SVG file. This is the reason why I am using PDF files. This is all for this tutorial. Thank you for watching this video. If you find this video useful, please leave a like, a comment, and share this video with your friends.